Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for days of old lang syne.
So, very good early morning to you. It's currently actually not so early, but it looks very early because it's still really dark outside. It's 8 o'clock and I'm about to head to the gym in a few minutes. But I was having the feels because I've decided to, do some prep work before gym session, and I wanted to explain a little bit about the inspiration behind the painting that I'm going to do today. So it comes from two things. The first one is, so on my route to the gym, there is a river. And in the river, there are always a group of swans that pretty much, I think, live in the river. And there's been a couple of times, especially in the summertime. And yesterday, when I went there, I saw the swans all of a sudden, they just got up and they just started flying. And it wasn't even flying a massive distance. It was basically to fly across the bridge from one part of the river to another. And the view was such that you could see pretty much sort of the wide landscape of the swans and the river. And you don't realize, I didn't realize how much more, even more majestic swans are when they fly. When they take flight, it feels so powerful. And when they're in the water, it's so graceful, and they're sort of doing their thing in the water very subtly, and it's very elegant. But what I love more about it is the sort of the part where they take flight is they all of a sudden use momentum to get their huge bodies up. And that's when I noticed how big their bodies actually are, how expansive their wings are. And all of a sudden they take flight, and it's the most amazing thing ever. And that imagery has been sort of stuck in my mind. And then the other part, the second part, is I naturally, because it's the end of the year, I've naturally been sort of, reflecting throughout my day on sort of the things that I've done well, the things that I haven't done so well this past year. And last night in particular, I was feeling particularly low about parts of my life where I didn't stay as consistent. I didn't take the slow and steady path. Instead, I sort of rushed because I wanted to progress very quickly, and that has led me to a few setbacks. And just sort of the mindsets that I've been carrying that I realize now isn't healthy for me. And I'll touch on that maybe in a future T-side episode. But anyway, I was, the main thing is that I was feeling particularly low and down and bad about myself. And I was also comparing myself to other people who have sort of progressed in the area that I wanted to progress in. And just sort of, again, feeling low, even as I was realizing that there were other parts of my life where I did well. I progressed very steadily, and I kept to my promises, and especially to the things that really mattered to me. So even though I had that sort of balanced perspective, I was still feeling quite low and a bit dejected. So I had this thought in my mind, and they were the two specific words: try again. I feel emotional saying this, but I really felt a huge resonance with these words, try again. So I've been sort of thinking and keeping that in my heart, try again, try again, because that's the only thing we can do, Yes, we can feel dejected. Sometimes we can't really get away from that feeling of, feeling a bit bad about ourselves, a bit guilty. I think these are all parts of human emotions. But at the same time, we have it in our ability to try again. And I don't know, it's not even this sort of like very masculine sort of like get up and push yourself back up and, like not that sort of like feeling. It's more just the space that, whatever the case may be, whatever our situations may be, we can try again. And that allows me to have like a huge sort of like deep breath. So I wanted to try to put those feelings into this painting in this week. So that's a little bit of a background, and I'm gonna go to the gym, but let's continue this journey. I'll be right back. I think the end of year can bring mixed emotions for many of us. As nighttime comes earlier and the darkness closes in on our surroundings, our bodies have to begin adapting to this change. In that brief moment of experiencing this transition, when the cold air suddenly hits our once warm skin and our fingers sensitively begin to crack with dryness, in that brief moment of reckoning with the winter, I think that for a brief second, we come to believe that this is it for us. Sometimes, changes in our environment, changes in the season, and of significant transitions in our lives can make us feel a little vulnerable. Sometimes it feels like moments of harshness would last forever, like there is no end in sight. The other day, my mum reminded me of something my grandma used to say. Nothing lasts forever. Everything changes. What is down will come up, and what is up will come down. There is a certain kind of optimism and humbleness to that saying for me. There's also another saying, one man's fortune is another man's treasure. And all of these experiences and thoughts about change makes me really treasure this phrase, try again. What do we have in our lives that someone else is working really hard for right now? What if the glass ceiling we put on ourselves and others is all imaginary? So I'm gonna introduce you to someone. This is my new sidekick in the studio. So he's called Bobbin the Bear, and I got him today at the Hobbycraft store, and they were having offers for members, and I got him half price. And I don't know, just something about keeping a little teddy bear in the studio felt really, really amazing to me. So yeah, he's going to be my little painting sidekick alongside my cat, who is also my sidekick. I often call her my little sleeping mascot because what she does whilst I paint is she just literally sleeps, most often behind the easel, pretty much all the time that I'm here. So yeah, I'm gonna get started with my new sidekicks next to me. Changes that come as subtle as the seasons and as stormy as the unexpected life events can be opportunities for us to break down our personal glass ceilings. Great things have been done in the past that are sometimes masked as miracles. Think of the first flight that wasn't supposed to work. Think of art created in exile, movements born from oppression, bodies healing after doctors said they wouldn't. And I think our sensitivity towards change is also a gift. I used to think that I want to live in a climate where the weather stays consistent throughout the year. Maybe one day I'll find that I like it. But right now, these shifts in the seasons, from autumn to winter, winter to spring, and spring to summer, always makes me appreciate the opportunity I get to adapt, to change, and grow in new ways. They serve me as a reminder that nothing lasts forever. And should I forget, as I always seem to, going about my everyday life, should I forget, witnessing the trees shed their leaves, going from fullness to these sculptural bare branches, makes me appreciate beautiful, brief moments. Today is day 2 of the painting process, and to be honest, it's not really a painting yet, because what I'm finding, especially with this particular piece and with collage, is I'm actually having a lot more thought process and intentionality behind sort of every decision that I'm making. So I don't know if that's going to change once the paint gets on the canvas, but we'll see. I wanted to actually come on here and explain to you a little bit of sort of my outfit choices. So I have like 2 completely different personalities when it comes to clothes and dressing up and getting ready. So the first personality is I love like doing my hair, putting makeup and jewelry and lipstick on and doing my eyes, and also like putting on like a really nice outfit and feel really, really like fancy and dressed up. And there's also like this whole 180 degrees sort of like shift in personality for me, where I literally just love lounging in basically like sweats like this and activewear, particularly in Honor Active, which is a brand that I wear quite often. But I just really love their clothes, and you'll often see me wearing them like this. I just have a big baggy sort of joggers and big baggy t-shirt, but I'm so comfortable. And especially when I'm in the thick of the painting process. So when I'm still figuring things out and the painting isn't fully resolved yet, then I just want to be as cozy as possible. I don't really want to feel like I'm coming on camera to present. Nothing like that. And most often those are the days, especially in the first few parts of each of these art vlogs, that you definitely see me in like, I don't know, just comfy clothes. And yeah, and the other, side is instead of putting any makeup on, I love putting like really sort of natural products, like natural oils on my face, really nice sort of clean, good quality, simple skincare, and yeah, and stuff like this too. Like most often before I wash my hair, I put coconut oil in my hair and I braid it. But I've been also loving when I'm not washing my hair. On other days, I've been using this Lush, so you can see, because the camera is going to zoom into my face if not. So this product is basically like a hair conditioning, like sort of milk. It's called Super Milk by Lush, and it smells so good. So I have it in my long growing hair right now, and yeah, I don't know. These sorts of little things makes me feel like cozy and just stripped down and simple, and makes me feel like I can actually focus on the painting process, and it feels like, you know, I'm not putting a focus on me and I'm not presenting really. It's more that I can just sort of be myself. And it's not to say that the made up version isn't me, but yeah, if you often see me sort of, especially in the latter part of the art vlogs, wearing like sweats and gym clothes, it's most likely that I'm just about to go to the gym, or I've just been back from the gym and I've changed myself into a new set of activewear or loungewear to paint again. And on the last day of painting sessions, you know, especially when I'm like adding the final touches, that's when I actually like to dress up. I don't know why, but it's become like this little ritual where I feel like I'm celebrating the fact that, you know, I finished a painting and I'm giving like a little bit of like me time. So yeah, that was a huge ramble, but let's continue with collaging on day 2. Sometimes my goals make me forget the simple, brief, beautiful moments. But I'm learning, actually, that change exists to restore our gratefulness and appreciation for what we once had and for what we have now. How the plants adapt to change in the seasons can also be incredibly inspiring. Just think about the seeds that lie dormant underground for months, sometimes years, doing absolutely nothing until conditions are right. Have you ever really noticed how unsettled the air becomes when one season begins to loosen its grip and another tries to take hold? Spring isn't born beautiful. Before the cherry blossoms arrive, they're pink and white, delicate and almost unreal. The cherry tree is tested by sudden cold, by relentless rain, by storms strong enough to rattle its roots and question its right to stand at all. And the trees that bloom aren't spared from this. They are marked by these events. Their beauty is not innocence, it's evidence, proof that they endured what could have broken them and chose, somehow, to open anyway. coming to realize more and more that our thoughts can be more limiting than they are filled with possibility. If we believe every single thing our minds tell us, then we may not try again, let alone begin at all. It took watching a powerful and elegant bird take flight to make me realize that the same power to begin, to continue, to rise again exists in us too. What if try again isn't about a fresh start or waiting for the right moment? What if it's about remembering that even after being broken, even after falling, even after questioning our own survival, the option to try again still exists. Always. If this year has rattled your soul, if you've been knocked down by storms you didn't see coming, if you found yourself on the ground more times than you can count, try again is still available to you. Not just at the start of a new year, but in both the ordinary moment and the soul-shaking storm that asks something of you. What these moments asks from us, only you and I will know for ourselves. But I hope the turning into a new year can be one of those changes that allows us to have some time for self-reflection, not only of the events that happened in the year, but also what we can learn from them. Because our lives aren't marked by the blossoms alone. They are marked by everything it took to make them bloom. And no matter how many times you've fallen, you can still try again.
And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and here's a hand of thine. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for all lang syne. For all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for all lang syne.
I'm hushing the dog on the chain. I'm lining up stones on the edge of the bank. Rally the troops for another refrain. I sing this softly to myself. I sing this softly